Welcome to another exciting episode of Howard's Opinion. I'm your host, Howard, and I'm thrilled to have you all tune in today. We've got a fantastic show lined up for you, filled with the latest updates and insights from the world of sports. Let's dive right into our first segment, where we're discussing the recent developments in college athletics. The House settlement has brought about significant changes to the way colleges and universities approach revenue sharing with their student athletes. According to a recent article, the College Sports Commission will oversee the implementation of this new system, ensuring that all parties involved are held accountable. The Commission's membership includes representatives from major conferences like the ACC, Big Ten, Big 12, SEAC, and Pac-12, RJ. But what does this mean for the athletes themselves? How will they benefit from this new revenue-sharing model? And what about the potential buyout clauses that could impact their earnings if they decide to transfer schools? These are all important questions that we'll be exploring in more depth throughout the show. We'll also be examining how collectives will need to adapt to these changes, shifting their focus from securing massive deals for top athletes to creating more grassroots opportunities and supporting student athletes in a more nuanced way. But before we get into all that, let's take a quick look at some other sports news making headlines. The Magic have just agreed to a deal with veteran guard Tyus Jones, while Disney World is unveiling its revamped test track experience at Epcot. And if you're a fan of wildlife, you might be interested to know that the largest group of flamingos in over a decade has been spotted in the Florida Everglades. We'll be right back with more fascinating sports news on Howard's Opinion. Welcome back to Howard's Opinion. We're diving into the world of sports, and I've got a fascinating story to share with you all. As we explore the latest developments in the NFL, it's clear that the upcoming season is shaping up to be one for the books. Now let's talk about the recent rankings that have been making waves in the football community. A list of the top quarterbacks has been released, and I've got to say, there are some interesting placements. You've got your usual suspects like Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, and Lamar Jackson. But what caught my attention was the ranking of Joe Burrow and Jalen Hurts. According to this list, Joe Burrow is ranked 6th, which might seem a bit low considering his impressive stats last season. He completed 70.6% of his passes for 418 yards and 43 touchdowns, both career highs. Meanwhile, Jalen Hurts is ranked 7th, despite leading the Philadelphia Eagles to their second Super Bowl appearance and winning his first ring. Now, I know some of you might be thinking, what about Dak Prescott? Well, he's ranked 5th on this list, which seems about right considering his consistent performance over the years. And then there's Jared Goff, who's had a career resurgence in the last 2 seasons, ranking 8th. But here's the thing. These rankings aren't just about individual performances. They're also about team dynamics and overall strategy. For example, Josh Allen is ranked 2nd, which says a lot about his ability to lead the Buffalo Bills to victory, despite not having a single elite target after Stephon Diggs left for Houston. As we continue to analyze these rankings, it's clear that there are many factors at play. From team chemistry to coaching changes, every aspect can impact a quarterback's success. And let's not forget about the newcomers like Jaden Daniels, who's making waves in Washington. As we wrap up this segment, I want to leave you with some food for thought. What do these rankings really mean for the upcoming season? Will they hold true, or will we see some surprises along the way? One thing's for sure, it's going to be an exciting ride. Stay tuned for our final story of the day right here on Howard's Opinion. Welcome back to Howard's Opinion, ladies and gentlemen. This is Howard Closewell speaking, and we're closing out today's show with a couple of exciting stories from the world of college athletics. Speaking to you from our studios, I'd like to shift our focus to the Volunteer State, where the University of Tennessee is making headlines in both basketball and baseball. First off, let's talk about the Tennessee basketball team, which will be competing in the 2025 Players Era Men's Championship. This 18-team tournament is set to take place in Las Vegas, Nevada, from November 24th to 27th. The Vols will face off against Rutgers and Houston in their first two games, with their third opponent determined by the results of those initial matchups. Now, I know what you're thinking. This tournament is still a few months away, but trust me, folks, it's going to be a big deal. The Players Era Men's Championship is shaping up to be one of the premier college basketball tournaments of the season, and Tennessee is looking to make some noise. And speaking of making noise, let's talk about Mikey Teasley, a 2026 Tennessee baseball commit who was just named Two-Way Player of the Year by the East Tennessee Baseball Association. This young man is a junior pitcher and third baseman from Oak Ridge High School, and he's already turning heads with his impressive skills on the diamond. With a 1.39 ERA and 129 strikeouts as a pitcher, and a 392 batting average with 8 home runs as a hitter, Teasley is clearly a talent to watch. And let me tell you, folks, this kid has got the potential to be a game changer for the Vols baseball program in the years to come. Now, I know some of you might be thinking, Howard, why are you so excited about college sports? Well, let me tell you, it's because these young athletes are the future of their respective sports. They're the ones who will be shaping the landscape of college athletics for years to come, and they deserve our attention and support. In my humble opinion, the world of college sports is one of the most fascinating and dynamic landscapes out there. It's a place where athleticism meets academics, where teamwork meets individual talent, and where the drama of competition plays out on a national stage. And as someone who's been covering this beat for years, I can tell you that it never gets old. So, to all our listeners out there, thank you for tuning in to today's show. We hope you enjoyed our discussion of college athletics, and we'll be back with more analysis and commentary next time. That's all for today's Howard's Opinion. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. And until next time, these are some of my humble thoughts. Tell it like it is, folks. College sports are here to stay, and they're only getting more exciting. Until next time, this is Howard Closewell speaking.